Holy potato salad. Forgive me, we're gonna share all the things. All right. Yeah, we're not running a picture. We're just gonna run this real quick, right? So we wanted to point out the age, right? The age has, we believe it's flipped, right? Saturn has made it into Aquarius and out of Aquarius, right? The dawning of the age of Aquarius. We were just in the age of Pisces, which Jupiter was the ruler of, right? The one before, where all the crazy crap happened, was the age of Aries, the lamb that was given up for sacrifice. Mars was the ruler. That was the guy who was actually went up on the cross. This was actually not the sun. It was Mars. Because we know Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces. So it can't be the sun. So Jordan Maxwell got it wrong. Makes sense that you get it wrong with the sun because you would think that the age of Aries was ran by it for whatever reason, because the son of the power was in question and was put to a shame and a death, right, by his own people. Came onto his own. For what it's worth, the allegory that we're working with is this god of the harvest. The angels come in, age at the end of the age, right? They gather and remove things. We believe the angels are people, guys. They're people with certain astrology that initiate change, right? The age is the change of Aquarius, right? Where Saturn is the ruler, and I say that because if you look at that master mandala, which has to do with time, the zodiac, the precession of the ages, all those things, we can see the last three ages in spectrum: Aries, Pisces, Aquarius, right? Well, if we're in Jupiter Pisces, that means the previous must have been Mars Aries, and the future has to be Aquarius Saturn. That's where we're at. So we got Pluto, which came in. So my beloved Meg Moonbeam, the Moon Queen, and her Taurus husband, they're on top of astrology. They're doing great. They pointed out that Pluto just came into Aquarius. Well, that's great because in Hellenistic astrology, Pluto, let's grab that real quick, is got the ruler. He's the ruler and the keys to hell, right? In Hellenistic astrology, he is the god of Hades, right? He's the key holder to hell. You live in hell. The Hellenistic view, the astrological view, is that we in the underworld live under the authority of the zodiac and the planets, chiefly which the planets. It's a planet drama going on Earth, right? The chaotic things in your life are planets in your houses, or planets in your sign, or planets and other people messing with you, because the chief aspects that radiate out of the zodiac are colorized by the planets, right? Whether it's the houses they're in or the person you are. If that planet is in you in exaltation, in your pie cut, either closer to the ecliptic or closer to where the sun is, that's who you are. So if your moon's exalted in your sign, then you're the moon. If your Mars is exalted in your sign, then you're the Mars. If you're like me, Mercury is exalted, you're Mercury, right? You are who your planets are more than really your stars, because the chief persona you're going to end up being is reflexive of the chief of your planets if you have in your sign. Typically, it's going to be sun and moon. A lot of times it's sun because things under the sun, right? Moon, obviously, day and night. Some people have no planets or anything in their sign, right? What we're making it to is Pluto is the realm owner, owns hell, right? The keys of Pluto. He's the realm ruler. The age, I believe, starts with Pluto, not necessarily like actually starts, because it actually started with Saturn getting into Aquarius. The moment Saturn left Aquarius, because Saturn starts his own age in Aquarius, Pluto got in it and opened it for the rest of the people. That's basically what happens at the beginning of the age. And if we do the same thing, um, 200 and something years later, when Pluto comes back into Aquarius, because we're looking for Aquarius's age to start, the whole thing is off. Where Saturn lands, it's not going to land in a precession. Saturn's age, he should land in it because it's male and female. All these planets have male and female aspects, and they radiate down into human containers, which is the astrological concept. You are who your stars and your planets are, right? Because that is the concept that creates intelligence here, right? Where do thoughts come from? Well, they come from another realm. So we look at Pluto's realm, which he has authority over. We believe when Pluto makes it into a specific sign at the right time, because every 200 and some years, it basically scrubs for 2,000 years and change. Because the great year is 24,000 years. 2,000 years in an astrological sign is an age, right? The one we came from was Pisces, the one we're going and are currently in as a Pluto entering Aquarius. We're there, right? So I'm calling the age. The age is here, right? Now that we've got Pluto made into Aquarius, if you roll the precession, it'll be off. It has to be now. I'm calling it, guys. So we're currently actually in the age of Aquarius when Saturn ended up in it. You don't see a whole lot of initiation with a Saturn initiation because it's not Mars, right? Mars starts an age, it's drastic. When Jupiter starts an age, you get all the weird things that move from monarchy and authoritative processes that were the standard to administrative slides, um, financing, things that people that are lifted up above their merit end up with, right? They didn't like bottom line. Figuratives, Jupiter concepts, right? Numbers, uh, financing, Jupiter concepts, guys. They're both realm leaders, Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter and Saturn. Think of them black and white. Really, it's Boaz and Jacob. Boaz and Jacob. You're only getting Boaz and Jacob. Whatever ruler you get, you're getting from Boaz column or Jacob column. Yes, there's sun in there. 1, 2, 3 times. You get the moon once, 2, 3 times. But the rest of them, you can see what it is. The chief of which are the chief of the columns. You don't see Urano in there. Wonder why that is. Saturn is the outer ring. That's why, really, the Jacob column isn't as tall as they're saying. Saturn is the outer limit. I know I talk about him a lot, but that is the chief. That's the lion of our people. That's the outer limit. That's the one that keeps everything from going to a certain point or starting at a certain point, right? Everyone needs limits, right? We like that. Saturn's good for that. We know this age is going to reign in a lot of things. So just want to point that out. We're calling the age. Later, Blood. Enjoy your Solomonic Master Calendar. Have a great rest of your day. And until next installment, later, Blood.